Hello! Well, today I'm going to talk about the present perfect. The present perfect is important. I'm going to give you here in this slide. You will be able to see the pronouns and the pronouns here, and you have to use this auxiliary verb have and has. Okay, you repeat after me. You say I have, you have, we have, and they have. And the Okay, let's continue with the class, and now I'm going to tell you something about contraction that is very important. You say I have, I've. The contraction is I've. You have, you've, we have, we've, and they have, they've. Okay, like this. Okay, and now we have to follow the contraction with the three forms. She, for example, and you say she has, she's, and you have to be pending because she's. You know that you are talking in the present perfect because the next verb is always in participle. She's eating, for example. She's eating hot dog. It's important to know that because the contraction of she has, cheese is the same that's in the present simple. She is, cheese. She has, cheese. But the difference is when you use the verb in participle. For example, in this case, she's eating hot dog. He has, his, it has, its, the contraction. Now, let's continue with the contraction, but in the negative form. The negative form is important to know that. For example, you say, you have not, you haven't. I have not, I haven't. We have not, we haven't. And they have not, they haven't. Okay, I'm going to give you some example in this sentence like this. I haven't eaten hot dog. You haven't eaten chicken. We haven't driven a car. They haven't written a letter. So you have to use always the verb in participle form. Now, she, he, it, that's pronouns you use has, like this. She has not, she hasn't. You has, excuse me, he has not, he hasn't, and it has not, it hasn't. Okay, that is the negative form. Contractions, you say I've, you've, we've, they've. Okay, and now we are going to continue with this. She has, he has, it has. Okay, never, never, she have. Is you have to follow this rule. She has. Contraction. She's, his, its. But you have to be very okay. I'm gonna give you some advice here. This contraction is followed by the verb in participle, okay? Because in the present simple, she is. In the present perfect, she has, okay? The contrast is similar, but the difference is that this sentences is followed by a verb in participle. Okay, let's continue. Here, I'm going to give you the negative form. The negative form is I have not, you have not, we have not, and they have not. Here, contraction is I haven't, you haven't, we haven't, they haven't. Okay? The third persons you use she has not, he has not, it has not. Contraction she hasn't, he hasn't, it hasn't. The contraction is very important because most people like to speak like this because it's easier and faster when they have a conversation. Okay, let's continue with the next slide. The positive form. Well, the positive form, we have the structure, pronouns, the color green, and we have the auxiliary verb have and has. Have is when you use have, I, you, we, they, and has is when you use the pronouns she, he, it. Okay, we have the auxiliary verb and the participle verb. The color blue, the participle verb. Is very important to use this verb in the participle verb plus complement. It's important to know in the present perfect always after the auxiliary verb have or has, you have to use the verb in participle. It's important to know that. You have to learn all the verb by heart, okay? By now, I'm going to give you some example here. The irregular verb, you have to use the third form, the participle, always. For example, I'm going to give you this verb, do. The past is did, participle done. Done is important to use it in the present perfect. Another example, eat. Eat, ate, eaten. Eaten is the verb that you must use in the present perfect. Another one, okay. Write, wrote, written. Written is the verb, okay? Remember, always when you use the present perfect, you use the participle verb. And now I'm going to give you another example, but let's go to the slide. I'm going to give you some examples of these sentences. She had spoken with him. He has forgotten what I said. We have forgiven what she did. I have forgotten all my problems. They have completed the project. That is a positive form. And this is the structure if you want to form sentences. And now let's continue with the negative form. The negative form, this is, in this moment, I'm going to use the contraction. She hasn't spoken with him. He hasn't forgotten what I said. We haven't forgiven what she did. I haven't forgotten all my problems. They haven't completed the project. So, if you want to use, for example, she has not spoken with him, it's good. But if you want to use the contraction, she hasn't spoken with him, that's right. You can use whatever you want. Now, we're going to continue with the question form. Okay, and now I'm going to show you something about the question, how to form the question in the present perfect. Question form is very easy. Now, the question form, you use here the W question. The W question, there are several W questions. For example, in this case, only we have some few. Why, how long, what, where. And you can use a different way, where, when, wherever you want, how often, so on. When you use this W question, it's only when you need extra information of something. Here, followed by here the structure is followed by the auxiliary verb had, has, plus pronouns, plus participle verb,
plus complement. Okay, it's very important if you want to form question form in participle. Now I'm going to give you some example like this. Have you cleaned the room yet? Has she bought that dress? Have they been to Cartagena? Why have you done that? How long have you lived in Bogota? What have you done today? Where have I left my umbrella? Why has it rained so much this summer? Okay, it's important to use if you want to form a question, to use this rule. With this rule, you are going to form whatever question that you want. Okay, as I told you before, W question is for adds more information about the topic. Okay, for example here, has she bought that dress? You can answer the short answer, yes, she has, or no, she hasn't. And maybe if you are going to ask a question, for example, when has she bought that dress? Or where has she bought that dress? You will be able to say, okay, she has bought that dress in a mall, in a shopping center, or wherever you want. Okay, let's continue. This topic is very important because I'm going to teach you something about the uses of the present perfect. Listen.
The present perfect is very important and the different use. For example, for or since. For is used for a period of time, and since when you're talking about the specific moment. It's important. Let's go to the class.
The use of for is important because it uses for a period of time. Always when you use for example, for 10 years, for a week, for a month, for hours, for a long time, for a few minutes, and whatever. I'm gonna give you these sentences here, and this proposition is a for because it's important. I have worked for my uncle for 3 months. In this moment, 3 months is a period of time. I have loved each other for 20 years. 20 years is a period of time. We have been in this city for 5 years. 5 years is a period of time. They have been sick for 6 days. 6 days is a period of time. I haven't seen her for a month. A month is a period of time. And she hasn't smoked a cigarette for 10 years. 10 years is a period of time. Okay? When you're talking about years, week, months, hours, for a long time, for a few minutes, whatever, you must use for. Okay? And now let's continue with the other that is going to be important as well. Since it serves to indicate the beginning of a period of time that follows the present. As I told you before, the presentation here and continue to the present. Okay? Now, in these sentences, you say since this morning, for example, since last week, since yesterday, since Monday, since April, since 1947. Okay, I'm gonna give you some sample here. They use it since April, since 1995, since 2010, since Monday, since Wednesday, since February, since I met my wife. The sentence, I have worked for my uncle since April. Okay? I haven't smoked a cigarette since I met my wife. Easy. For example, here you can another one. We have been in this city since 2010. Okay? It's very easy. I'm going to tell you something that is important for this present perfect. Here you can see the verb. This is a irregular verb.
Okay, it's important to know that the irregular verb and the regular verb. What is the difference in the regular verb and irregular verb? It's very easy. Sometimes in the irregular verb, the past verb, the past, and the participle is different. In another case, it's the same. Like, for example, the verb bite. Bite, the present, bought, the past, and bought, the past participle. The past and the participle is the same. In another case, like do in the present, did the past, done the participle. Is different. You use the participle in the present perfect. In another case, the irregular verb, you use a verb like cuts, the present cuts, the past cuts, and the participle cuts. It's like that. Or read, for example, read, the past is read, you're writing the same, but the sound is different, and the participle is read. Okay, but if you talk about the regular verb, you are not going to find this kind of problems, because the past is the same as the participle. So it's very easy. You have to use the participle is the same like the past.
Present, past, and participle. You have to use the participle verb because it's very important. Now, if you can see here in the regular verb, the verb changed in different times. Present, past, and participle. Eat, ate, eaten. Do, did, done. Go, went, gone. Write, wrote, written. This is the verb to be. Is, are. The past was, were. A participle is been. Okay. Take, took, taken. Fall, fell, fallen. But here you can see that the past of the verb and the participle is the same. Buy, bought, bought. Feel, felt, felt is the same. Okay? Fight, fought, fought. And now you can see here the verb is the present, the past, and the participle is the same. Put, cut, cut, set, set. Okay? Now you must learn this verb by heart because it's very important. I'm gonna give you some example for it. For example, I have done. I'm going to give you this example here. For example, I have done my homework. Okay? Or in negative form, I haven't done my homework yet. For example, I have eaten hot dog, or I haven't eaten hot dog. Okay? Always you have to use this verb. In the regular verb is easier because the past and the participle is the same. Okay? Play, played, played. Want, wanted, wanted. Work, worked, worked. Wait, waited, waited. Look, looked, looked. Ask, asked, asked. It's the same. The past and the participle, the same. Okay? You use the participle to form the present perfect. It's very, very easy, and I hope you have understand a lot about this present perfect. To tell the truth, I'm very happy that you have to learn this structure, and remember that you start with something in the past but continue toward the present.
Okay, now we have seen many different use of the present perfect. That is very important, but I'm going to tell you something that you can use the other frequencies others, and now the frequencies other, you will be able to see this thing that is going to be very important for this present tense. Okay, let's go.
Okay, we have the present perfect with frequency adverbs already. Okay, this sentence is, for example, the plane has already arrived. Another one is ever. Have you ever been in London? Next is just. Where is my sister? She just left. Remember, she's is she has. She has just left. Okay? This is the contraction. Next, still. They still haven't finished their exams. And here we have yet. I am really hungry. I haven't eaten yet.
Okay, as you can see, present perfect is very important in these languages, so it's important to learn. It was nice to show you different use of the present perfect, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye.